All right, if you've ever built an AI agent, you know the feeling. They can be incredibly powerful, right? But man, they can also be so frustrating. Well, today, we're going to fix that. We are diving deep into how to make your AI agents way smarter, faster, and just a whole lot more reliable.
You've been there. You ask your AI what seems like a totally straightforward question, and the answer it gives you completely misses the mark. You're just left sitting there scratching your head thinking, how on earth did it get that so wrong? It's a super common problem, but the good news is it's absolutely solvable.
So, what's really going on here? Well, all these failures, setting the wrong thing, giving you two different answers, taking forever, they're all just symptoms of one single core issue. Your AI is lost. It's basically wandering around aimlessly in this huge library of information, just grabbing whatever it happens to find first. And that, of course, leads to slow, conflicting answers and an agent that just can't keep up.
So if our AI is lost, what's the solution? Well, it's pretty simple, right? We give it a map. And that is exactly what AI agent routing is. It's a set of crystal clear instructions that turns your AI from a confused tourist into an expert navigator of its own knowledge.
You know, at its core, routing is actually really simple. It's just a little section you add to your AI's main instructions, its system prompt, that says, hey, AI, for any questions about billing, like why was I overcharged, I want you to look in this specific file. For technical stuff, you're going to look over here. It's really that direct.
And the difference is, well, it's night and day. Without that map, your AI is slow, it's confused, it's totally unreliable. But with routing, that very same AI becomes this high-performance tool that's fast, accurate, consistent, something you can actually depend on.
And just like that, routing fixes all of those problems we started with. By telling the AI exactly where to look for answers, you get way more accurate responses and you get them faster. This totally gets rid of those wrong source citations and conflicting info, and it gears up your agent to handle much more sophisticated questions.
Okay, so this all sounds great in theory, but you're probably thinking, is this going to be super complicated to set up? And the answer is, not at all. Let's actually build our first route together right now, using a really simple foundational process.
It really just boils down to 3 easy steps. First, you're just going to list out all of your knowledge sources, all the files you've got. Second, think about and anticipate the main types of questions your users are going to ask. And third, you just write the rules that connect those questions to the right documents. That's it. That's your map.
And here's what that looks like in the real world. You start by listing your sources with really clear descriptions. Then you write your rules, like, for any billing questions, you got to use billing.md. Simple, right? You can even add a basic prioritization rule, something like, hey, if a question is about both billing and support, check the billing file first. Easy.
All right, so once you've got the basics down and you're comfortable, this is where the real fun begins. We can start adding some seriously powerful, advanced techniques to your AI's map. This is how we go from just giving basic directions to building a truly intelligent navigation system.
First up, we've got something called hierarchical routing. This is absolutely perfect for when you've got questions that might seem simple on the surface, but can get really complex really fast.
Think of it like a real map. Your primary rules are like the major highways. These are for your broad categories like billing or support. But your secondary rules, those are the local roads for the more complex journeys. So for a question that touches on both billing and support, this rule tells the AI, hey, you need to consult both of these files to get the full picture.
Next up is conditional routing. Now this is where your AI starts to feel really smart, because it learns to adapt its route based on who the user is or what their specific question is about. This whole thing just uses simple if-then logic. So, for example, if the user is tagged as a new customer, then you're going to prioritize the onboarding guide. Or even more powerfully, if a query contains the word urgent, then the AI knows to immediately go to the emergency procedures file. It's dynamic, it's adaptive, and it's incredibly effective.
So you've built this amazing map for your AI. But how do you know it actually works? You've got to test it. Testing is absolutely critical to make sure your AI doesn't take a wrong turn and end up right back where it started, confused and totally unhelpful.
Let's use a real-world test case. A user sends this in. Now, this is tricky, right? Because it's actually 2 distinct problems rolled into one, a technical login issue and a separate billing issue. So how would our well-routed AI handle this?
And bam! Our map works perfectly. The AI spots the phrase "can't log in" and immediately knows to pull up the password reset file. Then it sees "being charged" and grabs the billing dispute file. So what's the final result? The AI consults both of those sources to give a complete, accurate answer. That is a successful test.
Now, as you're building this out, there are a few common potholes you'll want to avoid. First, don't make it too complex right away. Just start simple. You can always add more detail later. Second, be crystal clear in your file descriptions so the AI doesn't have to guess. And this one's crucial. Always have a fallback plan for those weird questions that don't neatly fit in any category.
Okay, to pull all of this together, we've put together a comprehensive blueprint for you. This template combines everything we've talked about, the basics, the advanced stuff, and all the best practices, into one complete structure you can literally use right away.
This template gives you a really robust framework. It's got your knowledge sources, your primary rules, and instructions for those more complex queries. But it also adds in sections for requiring citations, which is so key for building trust with your users, and even triggers for when the AI should just give up and escalate a problem to a real human. It's your complete guide.
So I'll leave you with this question. Take a look at your own AI agents. What's the #1 most common mistake they make? What is the first, most important route you can build for them right now to make them better?